So recently I watched Talk to Me for the first time on Max, and needless to say, I was pretty impressed with what I saw. Not even gonna lie, I've been kind of like an absent father to this movie since it first came out. I did not plan on actually sitting down and watching it, mainly because everybody under the sun was dick riding this shit, and I could not escape the market. But after actually sitting down and watching it, I fucked with the movie pretty heavy, and I agree with the sentiment that it's one of the better ones to come out recently. But even with all that said, there was just one thing that forbade my ass from finding this movie genuinely scary. This little voice in the back of my head that just wouldn't stop screaming. I think it's pretty needless to say in the Big 25 that the directors of this film used to go as Raka Raka on YouTube. Which, if you're a bit too young to remember, basically the joke of all of these videos is they'd take your favorite character and then just slime his ass out in the most brutal way possible. The whole reason I rack on the Rucka Bros so much is just because they're the ones that made it out. They are the sole survivors that were able to actually transfer to the Hollywood scene, because we have a long list of people that weren't quite able to do that. May the suspects Anthony Padilla and Ian Hitchcock stand pleased for the atrocious crime that was Smosh the fucking... I remember when this movie first came out and people were just tearing into it. I think Markiplier even said something, and he's in the damn movie. But it just wouldn't be a Marijanera video without the rip of the film I'm using looking like complete dog shit. At this point, it doesn't even look like I'm watching the movie. It looks like I'm watching fucking Ghetto Smosh or some shit. So the basic plot of the film is that Ian and Anthony are both losers, but Anthony doesn't want to be anymore. He wants to get some pussy.
Let me leave, Murph. Don't let me leave, Murph. No!
Do you want to know the kind of mental toll it takes on a man to try and find a way to summarize the plot to Smosh the movie in an interesting way? They get sucked into fucking YouTube.
I can't even tell what's happening. I can't even tell what they're trying to show me right.
Basically, a cringe-ass video of Anthony gets uploaded to YouTube right before his high school reunion, where he's supposed to show all the hoes that he's cool now. So to get it taken down, they meet with Mr. YouTube, who has a portal into YouTube in his office and gives them little phones that they can use to get sent between videos. If this is the fucking bar that Talk to Me had to clear, like, this is all there is, no shit, I could have... You know, I don't want to point fingers, but one of these guys was really fucking horny on set. I kid you not, that's all the middle half of this film is. It's cameos and freak shit, dog. That's all it is. Ian's whole subplot is that he's got a bad bitch with a fat... And obviously, because our film centers around a male duo, we have to have the point of the film where they break up or, like, stop being friends. Which is all fine and good. I'd honestly be surprised if it didn't have something like that. Where my problem comes from is the fact we have a fight scene that is literally 3 shots long, and then they make up. Which, I get it. The idea of them having to fight their past selves, it was cool. I liked that. But if it's gonna be this fucking panned over, if it's gonna be this quick, why even have... Remember that YouTube guy from earlier? Oh yeah, well no, he's evil and he gets absolutely dunked on by some dude that's obviously just in a first. Anthony and Ian in a writer's room must have been like 2 children going buck wild on a fucking playground. Every scene just feels...
Oh, well, I get the girl with the big butt. Oh, well, I get 30 girlfriends.
Like, I'm not exaggerating. Watch for yourself and see how many scenes they just stop to suck their own dick. They end up going back to prom. Anthony does his little flip and he succeeds, and the movie ends on a really dated trans joke.
Hi, I'm Anna. Nice to meet you. My name's Brad.
You can't go to the cute clip montage after that one, bro. You just cannot go to the cute clip montage. You can't do that. With all that said, do I genuinely hold this movie against Ian and Ann? No. They've acknowledged the film plenty of times at this point, and overall, I think it was a necessary stepping stone in both of their careers. We will now talk about a film where people were genuinely in danger on set.
Hello for one of you. The darkest pit of hell.
Truly, it was only a matter of time until the Nostalgia Critic got mentioned on this channel. I remember watching this dude as far back as elementary school, and honestly, that explains a lot, because that shit cannot be good for a growing... Looking back at old footage of this man is fucking heartbreaking, because you can tell he still had a glimmer of hope in his eyes. And then he made The Wall. It's extremely old news by now, so I'm not really gonna talk on it that much, but this motherfucker made a video so bad that the entire internet was out to get him, and he never took that shit down. It's still. As of 2026, Doug has got 3 movies underneath his belt: Suburban Nights, Kick-Assia, and To Boldly Flee, all of which have been talked about at length at this point, and for good reason.
That is so sus, guys. I can't respect.
Yeah, that's a scene in one of Doug Walker, the Nostalgia Critics movies. So anyways, do you guys know this dude was in a Sonic movie? Yeah, that's right, Jim. Yeah, that's right, Jim Carrey. Fucking Jimmy boy, you got beat out by Iron Hand? This truly is one of those things that only happens once in a lifetime. The angry video game nerd and Sonic fucking rocket riding in the same film. Releasing in 2013 with an overall runtime of 18 minutes and 30 seconds by a company called Blue Core Studios, which I don't know a lot about, but overall I've heard that they made a movie called Five Nights at Freddy's vs. Ghostbusters. So I know we're in good hands. On a more serious note, there actually is a lot of really cool behind the scenes shit on their channel for this movie, which really shows how much effort went into not only the digital effects for the film, but the script writing and set design as well.
Now, for an overall plot to the film, you could not get more bare bones than Robotnik is trying to take over the city, Sonic is trying to stop him from doing that. End film. Fucking masterpiece right in the union.
One thing that I find funny is that none of the actors in this film react to Sonic accordingly, like a normal human being. They all just kind of stare at him. Like at max, they'll peek a little smile, but I don't know, I'd be freaking the fuck out if I saw this. You guys had James Rolfe and he looked like this on set, and that's one of the most expressive motherfuckers I can think of. And while yes, Mike Pollock does fine in the role that he's played for over 20 years at this point, it could have been Doug. And overall, I just cannot forgive a sin as major as that. And also, he's like a known Zion.
He is the greatest Israeli soldier.
And also, speaking of Doug, I can't tell if the directors really liked him or really disliked him.
Because out of all of the YouTubers, he's the only one that gets to be somewhat of a character. But the only thing they do with that character is give him a fucking mock execution.
And then just dip on him, bro. He never comes back.
And I know I mentioned it briefly, but no, I was not kidding. The whole conflict of this film is resolved by Sonic rocket riding and just shooting it back at Eggman's like plane thing.
Fuck, it's genius. Why didn't I think of that?
And I mean, as far as fan films go, it definitely could have been a lot worse, but I feel like the directors had more in mind for this movie than they could have pulled off. And the sole reason I say that is Sonic's monologue at the start of the film. It makes it sound like he's about to get down to business, and then he shows up on screen 3 fucking times. I don't know, it just gives me the vibe that they had a lot more planned for the script of this film, but whether it had been to budgetary restraints or just the overall legalities of using Sega's IP, they were kind of forced to cut it. But overall, that's complete speculation on my end. And while yes, Doug is not a significant part of this film at all, he's barely even a character, look me in the goddamn eyes and say it with your chest that you would have rathered me talk about Kick-Assia, which has been done a million times at this point, over something fresh. Chances are I'm gonna get a comment about it either way, but damn, dude, it's a hard thing for me to believe.
So overall, was Sonic Blue Core the best fan film I've ever seen? No, not really. Was it better than Smosh the movie? Fuck yeah.
So Chazington uploaded a video about Smosh the movie today, and I just need to make it insanely clear. No, I'm not trying to pull a fucking Nux talker. This dude has absolutely no idea who I am, but I just know his videos can absolutely decimate. So you know, I'm gonna go to the Forbidden Land. I'm gonna get in some of this tainted meat. We're talking about Shane Dawson.
Some people believe that the Smurfs actually represented Nazis.
Now, Shane is such an odd example of YouTube history because at one point he was everywhere. This man was in movies, music videos, he had his own books, he was on top of the site in every regard. And then just like King Saul, God abandoned him and he fell on his fucking sword. After so many different podcasts where he'd make a bad joke and it'd bite him in the ass, associating himself with people who were obviously not to be associated.
Bro, please tell me that's not black.
If you haven't gotten the overall point of what I'm trying to say, the man had no sense of a PR team and his condition was worsening by the day. But if you wind back just a couple seconds, you'll probably catch the fact that I said this man was in some movies. His overall catalog including Not Cool, which released in 2012, and its biggest claim to fame wasn't the fact that it had the same director as American Pie, but that it was a Shane Dawson. I'm telling you, bro, this man was fucking him up until 2013. He also starred in Smiley, which, I mean, everybody saw the trailer for this thing. I've never met one fucking person who's actually seen it. And 2016's Internet Famous, where Shane Dawson plays the titular role of David Dobrik. We're gonna be talking about Internet Famous in today's video because it reminds me a lot of Airplane Mode, and I really wanted to talk about Airplane Mode. But I feel it's only fair we give a basic plot synopsis and some time for the other guys to shine first before we dig into the dulce. So for a basic rundown of the movie, this guy right here is named Chris, and he runs, from what I can remember, the highest rated talk show on TV. He's basically this movie's version of 2017 Ellen. As an effort to try and bump those ratings up a bit, he decides to start collaborating with YouTubers, since he's able to see the potential that a future of content creation may have. Now, funny little secret, this takes place in 2017, so he had no idea a Swedish man and Logan Paul would walk YouTube as a site out back and fucking shoot it like a sick dog. So the first contestant we're actually shown is That's One Scared Baby. Basically, he's a guy that does these pranks on his own little baby. I get it, like when they were writing this, it's like, haha, no parent would actually do this for money. Parents actually... One of the characters in this movie is literally just added for sex appeal. I see you guys had one of the Smosh Boys a part of production.
Next up is Kitty Cat, which means...
Tina the dog is here.
What the fuck, Michael? Well, I had to watch that shit so I could get the fucking clip, bro. What the fuck, bro? What kind of weird ass shit were you into?
I know what kind of man you are.
All the other characters fucking suck. The writers so clearly just gave up with all the other guys and just made them normal ass people. The Wobbly Walk girl is the only one between the main two that has any kind of substance, because she's trying to distance herself from an old video that got really popular and become more from that and actually make a career, which, you know, is fine. Blippy shit on a dude's whole chest and made that shit happen. Now we've gotten that all the way. It's time, man. I don't know what else to tell you. We gotta talk about. Now Shane, or as I guess I should put it, Tomas Butterman in this film is a very strange character to talk about. In all of his scenes, he is intentionally written to be as obnoxious as possible. He uses and exploits everyone around him as nothing more than a way to boost his own star. And I kid you not, he is the best part of the fucking thing. Now I know, that makes me look more questionable than anything, because, you know, I'm talking about the dude that did this shit back in the day, so, you know, stay with me now. But once you've hit like the 5th scene that just takes the singular bit the character has and drags it out like it's the funniest shit of all time, you really start to appreciate when Shane's on screen, because he's at least entertaining. Hell, he might even catch you off guard. I'm honestly kind of surprised that he didn't win the challenge at the end. I mean, you know, spoiler warnings for internet famous if you care. But yeah, no, he does not win that shit. In fact, he does the worst out of any of them. He completely bombed. I don't know who of you may be interested, but I have a theory. I think little Michael might have been sneak dissing Shane on set. You see, Tomas's father is in the film, and he draws a scary amount of parallels to Shane Dawson's real father, mainly in the fact that he doesn't fucking love him. But even the best apple out of a bad batch still has a damn good chance of having a worm. So while yes, I stand by my point that he amused me the most out of the main group, but god damn does he have the worst content out of all.
Driving around town with the cow I love, and I'm like, moo moo.
Funnily enough, Shane actually ended up making a whole ass music video for Tomas's song that he performs at the end of the film. Hell, he even went and uploaded it to his own channel and everything. So either he got one hell of a paycheck for this film, or he was just genuinely really interested in it doing. But with that, we have finally come to the end of our list. This shit genuinely feels like I'm like freeing my soul, bro. I never have to watch Internet Famous again. I'm so fucking happy right now. Overall, if you guys can't tell how badly this video has been in development hell by when I first revealed the teaser, which, by the way, I usually reveal those when it's like, oh yeah, no, I'm gonna be done with this in like a week's time. I was not done with this shit within a week's time. And it wasn't even like with my last big break, where there was just a lot of shit going on, and I didn't particularly have time to work on videos. No, I was just being fucking lazy. I think my biggest issue, honestly, is just the damn list videos. I'm putting too much into the damn bowl. I can't find enough funny shit to say about 3 movies. This video is a testament to that. So I think from here on out for myself, I think the safest bet to get shit out like at least consistently is I just gotta pick one topic and focus on it, which we kinda did here today. This video was honestly Internet Famous and Friends. I apologize. Which I find funny, because out of the whole bunch we've gone over for this video, I definitely say that Internet Famous was the worst of it. Because yeah, Smosh the movie was garbage, but at least it was eventful garbage. Shit happened in that one. Internet Famous just wanted to be The Office because it was 2017 and everybody else was doing that. But the whole problem that all these writers over overlooked when they created their own, oh, it's The Office, but blank kind of TV shows, is that The Office wasn't fucking funny. So yeah, no, in this overall ranking, Smosh the movie does not sit at the very bottom. You know who does. I think it's needless to say that the 25-minute long Sonic movie is the best one out of all of them, because you know what? It's harmless. The pacing is complete dog shit. Some of the actors' performances completely fall flat, but you know what? It's a 25-minute long little fan film. I can't be too mad at.
You know what I can be mad at, though? Being told the same joke that more or less, when you boil it down, is just a woman has an ass, and being expected to be like smacking on my fucking belly laughing at that shit. Yeah, Smosh the movie is ranked above internet famous, but it's not because of anything the movie does right. It's just because of everything internet famous did wrong. And you know what? Maybe the film could have been better had they just not been so fucking horny when they made it. I swear to God, dude, watch the film. Watch the film and tell me I'm wrong.
But to wrap this video up, I feel I really should apologize for the fact I was gone so long. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, don't worry guys, it's gonna get better, I promise, because I don't believe in making promises you know you can't keep. If you don't remember or are just new here, in a previous video I introduced that I would be doing shout outs to smaller creators and artists who I feel deserve the recognition, and today's video will be no different. So shout out to Void Stick Draw Official. This dude's currently running his own little spin on the Vita Carnus analog horror series. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, honestly I don't know much about it, but I take it that his series he's doing now will be a good introduction for me if nothing else. So once again, shout out to Void Stick Draw Official. He also goes as Jellyfish Dude. Fuck yeah, man. But with all that said, I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. I've been thinking about what I want to do for my next video because I've got a whole list of different ideas on my phone. But honestly, I think I'm going to leave the next one up to whatever I see mentioned the most down in the comments below. Because you know what? I like the comments. I enjoy the actual communication from you guys on what I'm doing right and what I may be shitting the bed on. So with all that said, yeah, I'll see you guys next time.